Welcome to Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. Join the podcast mogul Phil Better as he interviews successful entrepreneurs that make their living in the digital world. Now, let's join your host, Phil Better, and his special guest today on Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. I am, of course, the host with the most, the man of the hour, the podcast mogul himself, Phil Better. And today, I am extremely happy to have an amazing creator, entrepreneur on the show, a brand specialist, if you will. They have a blueprint that you can listen to. They are the creative director, project manager, photographer of Outlandish Blueprint themselves, Taylor Evans. Taylor, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited too.
If you guys aren't watching the YouTube video, first of all, go over and subscribe to the YouTube channel. But Taylor had this giant smile on her face the whole time. I was watching her little video as the intro was going, and smile. She's always been smiling since we started. We were talking for nearly 15 minutes before I hit record. I had to stop her. She was dropping gems, people. But Taylor has a beautiful smile. I want to thank you for bringing it on here and sharing it with me. Taylor, I want you to introduce yourself. Let my audience know a little bit from you, who you are and what you do.
Hello, people of the Invest in Yourself podcast. My name is Taylor C.Y. Evans, and I'm speaking from Phoenix, Arizona. I'm originally from San Diego, I like to say, born and raised in Shreveport, Louisiana, though. And I'm just excited to be here. As Phil was saying, I'm a creative director, first and foremost, a project manager, and a photographer. And I wear many other hats as I'm learning how to give myself in my business what it needs, trying on different hats and learning how to expand myself.
There we go. Learning to invest in yourself to make yourself better. That's pretty much the premise of the show. I want to know, Taylor, what got you into becoming a digital entrepreneur? Because you're relatively young in the world, and it's interesting when young people jump into the entrepreneurial space, because I'm a few seasons older, and she's just nodding her head like, yes, you are, Phil.
No, I would never be able to tell. You have a youthful spirit.
Thank you. It's my nephew who keeps me young and my body in pain from running around chasing him. But no, in my age, there's not a lot of people jumping into the entrepreneurial world because we were told to go get a real job, quote unquote, working for a company. But I see youthful people like yourselves starting companies, becoming entrepreneurs, being more creative. So what is it? What sparked your drive to become a creative entrepreneur?
Wow. I always appreciate being asked this question because in the past, I would say that, it was just the realization of how conceited I was, but it started off a lot earlier in my life. And thanks to my grandfather, that man very much wanted to bring talents out of me. I loved being around him in my youth. I was like always around him, especially around the age of like 2 to maybe 6. And when I was middle schooler, like 13, for some reason he took it upon himself to give me a camera. Actually, because my great grandfather passed away, and he was saying like, you should take pictures of the family. And so, I started off that early, and I just now remembered that he was a big part of me even being like using cameras. Then I also seen like, there's like a childhood photo of me where I'm holding a camera and I'm taking a picture of someone else. So it's just like that has been nurtured since I was a child. But when I had my own awareness and realization around the situation, what triggered me was I had already branched out from living with my mom. She made sure to push me out into the world and like let me fly.
Go fly, like, little birdie, go fly.
She's like, yeah, you're 18 years old, you need to get out of here. And so I had left the house not ready, but it prepared me to start depending on myself. And once I saw that I was capable of like supporting myself financially and having the things that I need, I started like taking like selfies out the butt. I was taking a lot of selfies. I was able to, invest in my hair and my nails, and I love Snapchat. And it got to a point where it was like, oh my gosh, like it's my friend's birthday. I don't even have a photo of her. Like I only have 2,000 photos of me. And I sat with myself after that, and I was kind of like, that's kind of this. I'm kind of like slightly like alarmed by that. So once I came into that awareness, the iPhone was coming up with a new model, and it had depth perception. It was the iPhone 7. And I was like, it's time for a new phone. So I got that in mind of the depth perception and the camera on the back of the iPhone. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a point to like take pictures of other people. And so I like when I first got it was taking it of my friends getting on their nerves, but we decided to go to take a trip to San Diego back to my mom's house to just go say hi and enjoy the weather. And there's a moment that I saw and everybody was laughing. It just felt so good, and I was like, you know what? Let me see. And I just like started taking photos, and like when I was looking at them, I was like, wow, like these are actually like I really like how these look. And that day I looked and I thought about it, and I was like, I'm gonna go inside and tell my mom, I'm gonna be a photographer, mom. And she was like, yeah. She was like, go ahead and do that. And I was like, and I want my company's name to be Outlandish. And that came up a different time, but I just went right in and declared myself. And from there, I feel like the universe was just sending me opportunities since I like decided to show up
Mhm.
as that. So that's just how the photography came about. And then just extending on just from wearing that hat and seeing like other creative people and what they need. I'm like, we need structure. Look, my time is valuable, your time is valuable. We need structure. And so the direction started to come through, and then people had bigger ideas, and then managing the projects from A to Z also came through as well from that. So it's been a really brilliant and beautiful journey.
So from a young age, given a
Yeah.
camera to where now you're you're helping build a television talk show,
Hmm.
y- that is pretty much outlandish right there. Like it fits with the brand because
Thank
it's
you.
it's it's all it's like someone would think that this is outlandish. This does not happen to everyday people.
Right. Yeah. And shout out to the Powder Room too. That's the name of the show. But I agree. Outlandish.
It is
It is
outlandish. This is
outlandish.
outlandish to think like this is something because people like if I bet you if you went back to your childhood, back when
Hmm.
your grandfather gave you that camera and you said, yeah, in X amount of years, in 10, 20 years, whatever it is, you're going to be doing this. You probably would have told
Hmm.
yourself you're being outlandish. That's an outlandish dream.
You're crazy.
You're crazy. And yet look at
Crazy.
where you are today. Now, is there a like what was the why? Like what drove you to decide I want to go more into it? Like obviously being a photographer is one thing and you
Hmm.
can create an amazing career as a photographer, but then you
Hmm.
decide to go a bit further and start helping people manage their projects and doing all this doing branding in this. How did you try
Hmm.
like was there a client or was there someone who just came to you and was like I need help with this? And then you just like, well, I do this, I'll help you.
It has a lot to do with seeing how much fulfilled I am with building trust with people and helping them gain more confidence. Like being behind the camera and giving direction with poses and cheering someone on and helping them break through like self-esteem. Essentially healing part of my own self, but it's just like I cannot see myself if I don't have the other. And no matter how challenging or how fun or how cool that other person has been, they've always taught me something more about who I am and how to understand someone better. And that just is something I'm really passionate about. I'm a humanitarian. I care about humanity and our feelings. So
No, it's I'm sorry, drinking
No,
water at
it's
the worst possible time. It's you think I'd learn after over like 200 episodes. I'd learn when to take a drink. No, I think, and this is something that I love seeing, and it's a common thread with a lot of the entrepreneurs that we've had on the show, is
Mhm.
they bring more of the human aspect. They want to help
Mm,
their job. They're building their businesses to help others fulfill the needs that they do. Obviously, getting paid for it, but the main goal is like, I
mm,
want to help you be better. It's not like give me your money so that I can have money. It's like, no,
mhm.
here's my product. Like you
Right.
you giving the advice, like, oh, taking the
Yes.
photos, doing this, doing that, and sharing that knowledge. And like you said, as you talk with others, they're teaching you. So it's like the symbiotic
Mm,
relationship where you're giving them something, but they're also paying you more than just in money. They're paying you with their experience and
right.
their time.
I want to help you believe in yourself as much as I do. Like you see they're seeing me and how much they believe in me. Like, oh, I really want to work with you. I have the opportunity to help you see that you should believe in yourself just as much, and you are that person that you see within me. It's such a gift.
It's an amazing gift to have and a quality that I think is invaluable, because you're able to see what some people can't see in themselves, which is it's an amazing thing to
Mm,
have because you're able to support them. And with the photography, you can bring that out. You can accentuate those points that they have and make them even feel better
mhm.
about themselves and see something that they never saw.
Mhm. Mhm. And go places you've never been. There you want to go. Let's go.
No. Um, since you're still on a youthful journey as an entrepreneur, because you're still building your company, still learning, putting on the hats and all
Mhm.
that. I wanna know, what tip would you have for someone who's just about, like, let's say we go back 5 years. Okay, we go
Mhm.
meet Taylor 5 years ago.
Mhm.
What advice or what tip would you give yourself 5 years ago about
Uh,
jumping into this world of entrepreneurship?
it's a song and it's from Pocahontas and it's listen with your heart, you will understand. It's the song that the willow tree sings to Pocahontas. Like listen with your heart and just like because I feel like the outlandish thing is my heart is the one that took me out of all the bounds. And at the time it was like there's no other direction but this is there's school, there's things like this, and I'm going where my heart is calling and where the opportunities are going. Back in my hometown, there's these things going on and I see that there's nothing to lose. So my heart is pulling me this way and I'm hearing it, and the more I listen to it and affirm it and confirm it, the stronger I become. The more I become who I'm supposed to be, you know? So I would say to any entrepreneur, learn how to really trust yourself, learn how to invest trust in you. And like, and the thing about when I'm learning, and from what you're saying, I feel like I will always be a youthful entrepreneur till the day I'm retiring from and selling my company, or not even selling it but passing it on. Hopefully that's what I would like to do. But um you know the better you get at listening to yourself and trusting yourself, the stronger and more you become. So
Are you sure you're not like 100 years old? Because that was heavy. That was some great advice. Like this is something like 70-year-olds are passing on to younger people. And here you are, youthful as all heck. You're passing on knowledge that's far beyond your years. Just to follow your heart and trust where you're going.
yes, that's to me that's the most useful thing. I feel like children, ironically as they can be, they're like the closest thing to the truth. And like as a kid, I feel like we follow our hearts. Like I feel like I'm radiating my inner child and I'm a child and I'm healing, you know? So I'm like,
Yeah, no.
I'm becoming wiser though, but
become wiser, but keep the child. Trust me,
Yes.
as an old person here, and I'm not that old. Keep the child.
No.
The child is so important. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, no. Grow wiser, but keep the child youthfulness, because it pays dividends. It
Mm-hmm.
also helps your body from hurting if you think you're
Yeah.
young.
Yeah.
um,
He's a baby.
where do you want to go? Like, is do you have a goal in point? Like, obviously, probably your personal life and that you do, but regarding outlandish, the outlandish
Hmm.
blueprint, the world that you're creating right now, do you have those set goals, or are you just like, my heart's telling me where to go and I'm just gonna follow them through?
This is so I appreciate I just love being able to reflect, and I appreciate the questions because I'm like, I get to bring it out. Oh my
Yeah, I want all everything, the good, the bad, the ugly.
gosh.
I don't care. I want, like, this, you're helping someone. Like, this podcast, yes, it is to get to know and increase my network of people that I can end up working with or partnering with in my business.
Mhm.
But the biggest thing is, when my listeners hear this and they hear someone who's like so young in their journey, and
Mhm.
also young in life, doing something that they're like, oh, I can do this. Like, my goal is to inspire one person. If I can get one person to start their dream job or to take the risk and seek discomfort, then this podcast is successful, regardless of how much money it
Yes.
makes or
Yes.
the
Mm.
people I made. If one person
Mhm.
decides, heck, I'm going to call Taylor, I'm going to ask her some advice, or I'm going to call, you know,
Mhm.
Henning, who I had on earlier, or Dom, or whoever it is, any of my previous
Mhm.
guests, and look at them for a mentorship, and they start their journey, and they were like, it was
Mhm.
thanks to listening to you on Phil's podcast. Like, that's, I hear that one time, I
Mhm.
am set for life. I do not need to continue my life. I can retire a happy man.
No,
I won't
we need to
retire because I
hear.
want to help more people, but
Yeah. Yes.
I love that you're appreciative of this, and that, just thank you. Just pretty much all that was to say thank you. And now let's go back to the question, because
Yes,
it's
you're
your show,
right.
not mine.
Okay. So where I would like to go. So I'm gonna explain where, and then I'll go into the question of what you're saying. So where I want to be international. I would love to, like I had the opportunity. I'll show you to showcase at one of our first Juneteenth showcases,
Oh,
since Juneteenth has now become a holiday,
and if
and
that's
I was able to showcase my art, and I feel like the beauty in being able to, like, take my art wherever, like across the world and the globe, is I feel like it's a portal, and people get to see into their lives. I want my work to be a portal into, like, fascination and wonder. I think of, and I could say this name, and I think highly of this person, regardless a lot of the controversy. But I think of, like, Michael Jackson. Like, I feel like he is such a fascinating person, and as you lean into him as an artist, like, there is just all of these wonderful just feelings, because he had really harnessed humanity. So it's like I want people to fall into the work, and the work that I have, every piece that I have is all collaboration. um Whether it's me behind the camera, or I set up the shoot, or I'm in front of the camera, every piece of art that and where I take it will be something where people can interact and connect with me and those other people, and the gifts that they had to share too. But I want to be in I would love to study and, like, spend time in Nice, France. Like, I know that's really random, but, like, I
no.
have a
Funny enough, that's where my family's from. They're from Nice. Yes.
what?
Many, 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 many generations. We're going back to, like, when they first discovered North America. The French came over. That's how many generations
What?
ago. But yeah, Normandy and
Wow.
Nice are the places that my family is from.
Wow. Yeah. I have a strong connection to France. I mean, I was born in Shreveport, Louisiana, which was, you know,
It's for former French territory. So yeah, there's a little
Yes.
French in there, you know.
Yeah, there's a little French
Uh,
France in that français in
just
there.
un peu, just un peu.
Yes.
Ah,
But I feel like they have great
so you
morals
want to
out
study in Nice?
there. Mhm.
You know what? I'm
Yeah.
definitely. I have a few people that I want to put you in contact with because one of them is a photographer who does amazing portraits of badass women and
Ooh,
or
okay.
business women. She specifically goes after business women. That's her portrait. She did
Mm,
when I interviewed her, she was still in I think San Antonio or in Texas. She was in Texas. I know she was in
mhm.
Texas. I'm not sure where in Texas at the time, but she does she does I don't know where she is now, but I'm definitely going to make sure I connect you two because I think you two would be
Mm,
she could teach you a lot to help you grow and you could also teach her as much as well. So it's a great collab. I'm definitely going to be doing that for you
thank
and
you.
hey, one of the benefits of being on my show is I have a freaking huge network of people who've been on, and I'm
Mhm.
gonna introduce whoever because it's collaboration, not competition in life.
Mhm.
The more you work
Yes.
together, the better. All the tide rises all ships. It doesn't just rise one ship; it rides everybody. So if you're helping someone, help everyone. So yeah,
Yes.
I'll definitely do that. I have to go through my archives. I can't remember her name, unfortunately.
That's
But after you
okay.
do 200 episodes, you know you
Yeah.
kind of lose a few names here and there.
Right.
But yes, I will definitely put you in touch with her because she's a fabulous artist in her own right and photographer in that. But yes, going to France, going to learn, be in that culture, that French culture, that different way of thinking. So that's one of your goals. That's one of the places you want to end up. You want to be obviously you're going to be international, guaranteed. I've your
Thank
website,
you.
the portfolio that you have on the website is gorgeous, and it's a well done website, I
Oh,
must say. And
really?
the
Oh,
art
wow.
is it's well done. It's is it perfect? No, but it's up there and it showcases what it needs to showcase.
Right.
That's all you need, and you will build on it as you grow. Like as you grow you become better, you can hire someone to do a better job. You did a great job building it. If you built it, if you hired someone to build it,
Yeah.
they did a great job for what you did. Like I never say something's bad because there's always some good in it, and obviously everybody gets better and better. You're investing. It's your first iteration. It's obviously if you my first episode was horrible, by the way. It was the worst episode of my show. However, many people say it was also the best episode because it was so vulnerable and true, you know. So
Oh,
I, I
yeah.
I'm I always
Yeah.
I like to think of the positives and stuff. So you have a great your art is amazing. Your photography, you have a very
Thank you.
unique eye. I really do
Thank
enjoy
you.
looking at your photography, and I highly suggest anybody check out Taylor's portfolio. The links will be in the show notes, obviously, as always. But Taylor, this is a good one. This one I don't ask anybody. This is exclusively for you, Taylor. If you had the
Okay.
chance to either work with a famous photographer that you admire, who would it be? Or I'll give you the second question you can answer. If you could have the opportunity to do a photo shoot with any individual, alive or dead, who would it be?
Ah. Yes. So I would choose the photo shoot option in hopes to be able to continue working with this person just in general. And that person would be Issa Rae. I would love to sit down with her. I feel like she's someone like how she show. Do you know who she is?
I'm
Issa
just
Rae.
gonna I'm just gonna Issa Rae. I'm just gonna Google her just to make sure I know who it is because unfortunately I watch a lot of stuff, so it's hard. She's the one.
Yeah, no, that's under.
Wait. Awkward black girl.
So I could
Insecure.
tell
Yes.
you,
Yeah, I know who she is.
Insecure.
I
Yes, yes.
recognize her. I recognize her. I may not know all her work, but I do recognize her, and she's an amazing person.
She is. I've had the opportunity to watch her start very fresh too and then see her build up and to have that
Oh,
type of I have a bond with her in that way and I haven't met her yet but that is someone I like I am
I'm putting it
aiming
out
to
there.
work with her like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, the question isn't if you will, it's when will you work with her? Because it's
When?
going to happen.
Yes.
The, k- it, the
Yes.
minute you look at what you've done so far in your life and the amazing opportunities you've had. Obviously, you're going to work with her. It's only a matter of time. It's not a matter of if. It's a
Thank
matter
you.
of time. Um, I'm pretty sure
Yes.
because you did mention a little bit earlier about if you believe it, you can achieve it. It was along those
Hmm.
lines. It wasn't the exact
Yes.
phrasing. So
Yes.
I
Hmm.
do know you probably believe in or you've heard of the power of manifestation. It's something you may do.
Yes. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
obviously, now that you've put it out there, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's
Thank
without a
you.
doubt. The
Yeah.
universe is going to work its magic and get it all the way down there.
Issa, I would love to be your business partner.
There we go.
That's
Ladies and gentlemen. All right. Taylor, I'm going to ask you the final question because we are coming to the end, which really friggin' sucks because I'm having such a fun time talking with you and learning about you and the outlandish
mm,
blueprint, which I think is a fantastic name because all blueprints are pretty much outlandish because someone's going to think it's crazy. So
thank
why not
you.
just brand it? The question from Spark, obviously by Seek Discomfort, aka Yes Theory. Ooh, this is actually kind of interesting. If you
Okay.
could look into the future, what would you want to know?
That I'm still alive. I'm still living.
That's fair.
Yes. Like that is my ultimate goal and plan. I just want longevity. I pray for that person in the future all the time. 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years down the line. So that I'm still working through and, giving myself what I need to be vital and useful, purposeful. Yeah.
Well, I can guarantee that you will. You will probably outlive us all with your artwork. Because if you just look at it, let's be honest here. You are producing art, and we all know art outlasts everything because we are
Mm,
still loving things from the Renaissance. We're still loving things from ancient Greek, even further back as far as we can go. We actively search for cave paintings. So we know your art will outlast us all, and you're
mm,
probably going to have you not probably you will have a wait, hold on, it's not, I can't remember the name of it, but it's in a gallery and there's a whole bunch of photos on it. It's a
museum?
no, it's not the museum. Sorry, didn't mean to sound short there.
No,
No,
it's
it's when an
okay.
artist displays their works in a gallery. It's a showcase.
Showcase.
I think
Okay.
I
Yes.
guess it's a showcase. I don't know if it's a showcase or not. I'm using showcase. Correct me if I'm wrong in the audience. But yeah, you're gonna have multiple showcases that are gonna touch and change the world for sure, and you will live forever,
Thank
just through your
you.
art and through your photos. I'm so excited to follow where you go from here. I'm so glad we've connected because yeah, you have a truly inspiring eye, and it's great that I
Thank
was
you.
able to connect and talk with you. And hopefully one day
I,
I get to hire you to take some photos of me.
heck yeah. Oh,
It's
that's
going to be
happening
great.
too, Montreal. I've already been invited out there. I like being productive, so just let me
There you
know.
go.
I'll be
There
there.
you go. You come to Montreal. We're gonna do a photo shoot. We're gonna do a lot more. We're gonna do an in-person interview as well because I want to reconnect
E.
with you when you're up here. Before we go, I'm gonna jump off screen, Taylor. I'm gonna let you tell everybody where they can find you, how they can follow and support you, and if they want to hire you to help them create their outlandish blueprint. So the
Heck
floor
yeah.
is
Thank
yours.
you. Thank you. Hello, y'all. My name is Taylor C.Y. Evans. Yet again, I have two pages. My first, and the main page that I will be promoting here is the Outlandish Blueprint. That is my actual company and my LLC. That's where you can find information about how to work with me, about more about my company, and see more of my photos up close and intimate. And that's at the Outlandish Blueprint, which is spelled all the way normal, the Outlandish Blueprint. Yes. And then also I have my personal page where I get to express myself and just share what I'm learning. And I'm an astrologist. Like I really love astrology. I was gonna ask Phil if he was a Pisces because he has a really good trait of connecting. So if you're interested in, just spiritualism and astrology, you can follow my personal account, which is Outlanda, and that's OUT, and then there's a period, Landa, with two A's, LANDAA. And both of those platforms that I mentioned in those ads will be available on Instagram. And there in the bio at the Outlandish Blueprint page, you can find my link tree, and that will give you access to access me in the different ways. Thank you guys for having me. I enjoyed investing in myself, and I appreciate you, Phil. Take care, guys.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you for coming on the show, Taylor. I can't thank you enough. It's been a pleasure talking with you and connecting with you, and being able to follow your eventual rise, your guaranteed rise into the success that you deserve, that you're creating right now. To my audience, all the show notes will have the links to follow Taylor. Please go support this amazing entrepreneur, this creative entrepreneur with a goal to travel internationally and help people internationally with her brand awareness and whatever she decides to go on to, because she can do whatever she puts her mind to. Taylor, again, thank you. I appreciate you for coming on and spending a half an hour with us chatting, even longer, chatting with me beforehand. So I can't thank you enough for that. And to my audience, remember to always invest in yourself.